Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Comic Source Comic Boom collaboration. Look for our DC Spotlight that has all the books besides this one and Wonder Woman in another episode. But as we did with the first two parts of War for Earth-3 and the first two parts of Trial of Amazons, we'll do those separately. Seems like you guys really enjoy that if you're just checking out those particular stories. So with that being said, this is the Spotlight on War for Earth-3 Part 3. Only one part coming out this week. The rest of the story comes out weekly. We did have a skip week. So 2 weeks ago, we had the first two parts. Last week, we had nothing. This week, we have Flash. And then going forward, we'll have the another part next week, I think, in Titans. And then I think it wraps up in Suicide Squad, I think. But regardless, it's Flash 780. As I said, War for Earth-3, Part 3, written by Jeremy Adams. Art is by Will Conrad. We got colors by Jeremy Cox for the first half, pages 1 through 16, and then Matt Herms does pages 17 through 19, and Peter Pantazis does pages 20 through 22. Letters are by Rob Lee. Really enjoyed this, even though we don't. I mean, again, we have to make assumptions, read between the lines, sort of thing. We talked about it last time with the return of Johnny Quick. Obviously, War for Earth-3. He's part of the crime syndicate. Last we saw, he was killed in Andy Schmidt's Crime Syndicate series, but we did see in the Suicide Squad that Amanda Waller's team had gone to hell. So it certainly seems like she's able to go back and, pull in people that she needs. So he's right there on the cover and plays a big role in this story, as does Mirror Master, who's a member of Rick Flag's Suicide Squad, who's trying to take down Amanda Waller. But leave it to Jeremy Adams to not only balance the Earth-3 stuff, but not give, not skip out on the story that he's been telling. He gives us plenty of context and whatnot for the story that he's been telling. We know that Jay and Irie joined Wally in Gemworld and helped him defeat Eclipso last issue. We also had the whole bombshell cliffhanger of Linda Park or Linda West gaining super speed some way. So that was kind of interesting. So when we look at this book, we do see that Johnny Quick shows up on Earth Prime and heads to the Flash Museum. Apparently he's trying to steal the cosmic treadmill. Amanda Waller needs it for reasons. I mean, it makes sense. It's a very powerful artifact, a very powerful item. If she's trying to stop an incursion on Earth-3, being able to travel through the Speed Force and travel through time, travel through the multiverse, definitely be useful. So meanwhile, with this newfound speed, Linda's running around looking for her kids, wondering where they are. There's kind of a funny moment where she's like, what's that smell? And it's her shoes, because she just has on her regular tennis shoes. She's running so fast, the rubber catches on fire. And then Wally does show up with the kids and Maxine Baker, back from Gemworld. So there's a little bit of a reunion, and Linda, for all her bluster about, saying that the kids were going to be grounded forever, is pretty happy to see them. And then we get a scene, a quick interlude here, Iron Heights Penitentiary. The new warden is asking for the help of Blacksmith. So again, just little seeds planted by Jeremy Adams, not to neglect the storyline that he's got going. And then the next morning, Wally and Linda are talking, or actually, sorry, it's the same night, because Wally's talking about, man, I'd really like to be able to take a break and take a little nap, a little rest. And when he's talking about all the things that he has going on, it prompts Linda not to want to tell him about the fact that she gained these super abilities or super speed, which I think obviously a mistake, but you can sort of understand it. And then as they're talking, the alarm goes off at the Flash Museum. Johnny Quick is trying to steal the cosmic treadmill. Wally goes and tries to stop him. And the Mirror Master shows up as well. He wants to get the cosmic treadmill to keep, because again, he's on the Rick Flag Suicide Squad. They're trying to prevent Amanda Waller. So really, you think Mirror Master and Wally should team up here, but these aren't historically people that get along. They're sworn
Yeah.
enemies, so it makes sense that they wouldn't necessarily. So unfortunately, with Mirror Master showing up, it allows Johnny Quick to kind of take advantage of the confusion, the three-way fight here, and he is able to disappear with the cosmic treadmill. So we'll see what the consequences of that are going to be as the issue ends with Wally yawning, saying, "Man, I need a long, long nap." And yeah, like I said, two more parts of this. What does Amanda Waller want with the cosmic treadmill? We'll find out next week in Teen Titans Academy as the War for Earth-3 continues. So solid issue. Um, this is an instance where the art, even though it's all drawn by Will Conrad, um, it's not as consistent as it could be because we do have those different color artists working on it. But that being said, it's not any big deal. It didn't pull me out of the story or anything. You kind of have to look for the differences because the art overall is really really solid. But yeah, this one it didn't feel like it was as connected to the War for Earth-3 storyline as the first two chapters where we were on Earth-3. But I did appreciate um, that we got this little bit of Mirror Master and we got this little bit of Johnny Quick, and it does sort of tie in, and it's a way for Wally to be pulled in if they're going to use Wally in the War for Earth-3. In either have Wally show up in the Teen Titans Academy coming up next week or the following week when we get the final chapter. So yeah, all in all, a pretty solid issue. What do you think, Rocky?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was pretty solid. I what it did feel a little bit jarring to me, I have to admit, because the first two chapters of War for Earth 3 were very action packed, huge adrenaline rush, a massive amount of players that were handled very well by Robbie Thompson and Dennis Hopeless. And this one definitely feels a lot more. This one feels it feels like a Flash comic. It because we're obviously getting Wally West and the kids. It does feel. I thought that the shift, there was a downturn in the adrenaline a little bit that I felt. It had a decidedly different feel than the first two chapters. It slowed it down. It because I found myself as a fan of War for Earth 3, I was actually missing some of the other players. I was kind of like, I really wanted to see them. But as a Flash fan, obviously, I love seeing Wally West. I love seeing Linda. Like you said, her struggle about deciding, oh, now's not a good time to tell Wally I got superpowers and the interaction with the kids. So I was kind of torn, which is kind of a high compliment here because I'm loving War for Earth 3 and I'm loving what Jeremy Adams is doing uh, with with Flash here, and it's good to see Johnny Quick. It's going to be interesting. That cosmic treadmill that's kind of a go-to device that's used multiple times by various players in various stories across the DC universe. So it's not surprising that Amanda Waller wants to use it. Exactly what for? We'll have to wait and see. But I had fun with this. It did have a feel kind of like a filler issue for War for Earth 3, but no buts. I'm enjoying it, and yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to the fourth chapter coming up because only two chapters left, right? Only right 5.
Yeah, it's only a 5-part series. So yeah, that's why I was a little surprised. I almost expected this chapter to be a little more focused on Earth-3, more focused on the actual war, but it felt like it was sort of half and half with us still getting Jeremy Adams' regular story and then some setup. I mean, really the War for Earth-3 stuff here is Johnny Quick is there, Mirror Master is there, and this theft of the cosmic treadmill. So still feels important and feels like it connects, but yeah, it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't as action packed as those first couple of issues. So yeah, kind of curious to see how it's all gonna play out. But again, I mean, I'm enjoying what Jeremy Adams is doing, and he's really focusing on his story and focusing on planting seeds for future stuff. Like this thing with Linda getting powers is gonna end up being a big thing down the line. So it was great that he brought it up again.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give a shout out as you're talking there. There is a nice memoriam to Brian Augustin at the end of the Flash issue, and it's a nice tribute given by Mark Waid, who was a longtime collaborator with Brian Augustin and they had a very notable Flash run. So I thought that was a nice tribute at the end.
Yeah, Brian Augustine, very local here to Phoenix, and very much part of the comic scene here. I used to see. I mean, he did every show that was even remotely local, even a little like free comic book day thing. He'd be at stuff, do signings, whatever. Yeah, it's a big loss. The man loved comics for sure. So, all right. Well, anything else to add about War for Earth-3, or should we call it?
No, that's it, man. Just I encourage I'm enjoying this. I hope everybody comes back for number 4. The next I can't even remember what comic it's in. It's in Teen Titans
Yeah,
Academy of all things.
yeah,
So we
yep.
we might actually get a great issue of Teen Titans Academy with any luck. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully it crosses over quite a bit more. I mean, I don't feel like there's a lot of Teen Titans Academy storyline that needs to have room made for it, like Jeremy Adams had to do here for what he has going on. So
Mhm.
hopefully, yeah, the action ramps up. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Again, just War for Earth-3 in this one. We have our Trial of Amazon spotlight as well that also just covers one book, and then the regular DC spotlight with all the rest. So we hope you join us for those. We appreciate you taking the time, and we'll talk to you next time.
See you later.